Hello everyone, welcome to another video, and oh my god, what a reveal. You know, I already sort of accepted that everyone at DE is an absolute lunatic. They're just crazy because they somehow do things that AAA developers with insane budgets tried to do over and over and over again and never do it as well as DE. But Railjack, this right here, this is a new kind of crazy. How do you even do something like this? This seems more like sort of a first draft of an idea for an entire game that you later on have to cut down a little bit because you realize you either can't do it or you don't have the time. I mean, just imagine it, you know, it's the first meeting, everyone's excited and they're throwing ideas around to see what sticks. It's like, okay guys, so do you have any ideas for the sort of the ship that you can fly around? Yeah, I thought, what if we had like 3 people on the ship? And you launch it from the planet into the orbit just for the spectacle? Oh, that sounds good. What if we had like, you know, multiple different stations, so one is piloting the ship and other people are shooting? Yeah, that sounds good. Oh, I have something. What about boarding parties? So we have like, you know, the big ship sending out smaller ships with boarding parties that infiltrate your ship, so someone has to get off their console and take care of the boarding parties and maybe, you know, even put out fires and stuff because the ship is taking damage. Yes. And how, oh my god, how about you can't just shoot the big ship, right? You have to infiltrate it. So one of your dudes has to fly into this ship on his own and destroy the reactor. But, oh my god, they're like locked doors and stuff. So another one of your party members has to get onto another console, like a science console, and unlock the doors for him. And there could be like turrets that he can hack as well to help him. While, you know, the third person is still on a turret and is defending the ship from the smaller ships that are attacking you. Yes, oh my god, and then, you know, the person inside the ship destroys the core, which kind of like shuts down the shields, right? And someone on your ship will ready this massive laser and shoot the ship that will start exploding, and, you know, the person inside is running through and it's like like a Michael Bay movie, and then he flies out of there just as the ship is about to explode and you warp out of there and you win. And at this point everyone's losing their shit and they're like, yes, we can't do that. We need to cut it down a little bit, at which point an EA drone busts into the room and is like, no loot box. No DLC, no DLC, C, and his head explodes and everyone dies. That's often how it goes, you know, everyone has these crazy ideas and they get super hyped and then they put it together and boom, you get No Man's Sky. Except that this is DE we're talking about, so that's exactly what they're doing. Because, you know, they're crazy. I also want to talk a little bit about the new open world on Venus because it was pretty impressive as well. It's basically what I was expecting them to do. They took the biggest complaints that we had about Plains of Eidolon, they addressed those issues and added a bunch of cool new stuff. Things like, you know, the Plains of Eidolon feeling a bit plain, hurdy-durdy, so this new open world is just packed with stuff. There's stuff everywhere. There aren't these long stretches of nothing from what we've seen so far. Or, you know, having to go back to Cetus for new bounties over and over and over again, kind of just like killing the openness of the plains. That's not a problem anymore either, because they made it so that when you capture one of the bases and when you kind of establish yourself there, you can pick up bounties from there. It also seems, from what they were saying, like this zone is much bigger, and it certainly feels bigger, even from, you know, the short snippet that we saw. The scale seems to be off the charts with this one, which meant that we needed a new method of transportation, otherwise we would just be running around everywhere, and it would be terrible. So they gave us hoverboards that you can do tricks on. Because of course you can. This is Warframe. Of course you can do tricks on a hoverboard. Duh. Oh yeah, and those giant spoilers that we saw on a dev stream many moons ago, they're there as well. And overall, the world just looks absolutely stunning. This is a massive step up over the plains. Next on the menu, we have MOA pets, something that I've been really looking forward to. And it's even better than I expected because you can actually customize them with different parts and you can kind of make them do what you want them to do. If you want them tankier, you can build them that way. If you want them to do more damage, you can build them that way, and that is super nice. They also look really cool, especially the one with the top hat and the bow tie. I just hope they give them vacuum of some kind. There's also a new kit gun system that you will be able to access in Fortuna, which is the hub for the Venus open world, and it's basically secondary Zors. And that's just really exciting because even though I didn't quite understand why we would need Zors when Plains first came out, Once I started playing around with them and making custom Zors, I just fell in love with it. It's a really good system. Also, the overall look of the Fortunacity is just awesome. I love the way it looks. Moving on to some pictures, we have what looks like a proper render of the Nida skin, and holy shit, just look at it. Just, my god, that is amazing. And it's not just a Nida skin, we're also gonna get a helmet skin with it, and some armor for those skins as well. This is probably the best looking skin they've done yet. It's just so damn good. But wait, there's more. Boobin Deluxe. Look at it. My god, I don't think it's as good as the Nida skin, but it's close. It's really damn close. And let us not forget about the concept for Nyx Deluxe, which is also pretty spicy. Then we got the Limbo Deluxe concept, and I don't know if it's just me, but it looks like Korra. I think it's just the helmet. It's very similar to Korra's helmet. And we also got a look at Titania's Deluxe concept, which is also very cool. They also went over the Revenant very quickly, which is sort of the Eidolon frame that we were shown on the dev stream a few months ago, and all they really mentioned was that he now has more lasers. That's pretty much it. And finally, they've also shown us a concept for a new Warframe that's currently codenamed Garuda. Now, the theme for this Warframe is apparently gore, stuff like meat shields and that kind of stuff. And while she's pretty similar to Valkyr, and they did say that she is somewhat similar to Valkyr, there's gonna be a little bit more finesse to her, whereas Valkyr is all about fury all the time. Then we got a confirmation about this year's Prime Vault, and it's going to be Nyx Prime with the Rhino Prime and their respective weapons. The difference here is that for the first time we will actually be able to buy the accessory pack separately. It's going to be $20 for either of them. This is something that we've been asking for a while, because up until now, if you wanted to get the cosmetics, you had to buy the frame as well. Up next, we have Digital Extreme spreading their craziness onto another developer by the name of Panic Button, who will be porting Warframe to the Nintendo Switch. And this was kind of like the last straw for me, because I was already thinking about buying the Switch because it has some really cool games, mainly Breath of the Wild. But now I can also play Warframe on it for free? Oh hell yeah, I'm buying the Switch. Then one thing that I found really cool was the stuff from the sound panel, where they were showcasing, you know, how they get certain sounds. They just go out there with a bunch of microphones, they just hit things with golf balls and baseball bats. And as someone who's really interested in music and sound design in general, I found sort of the in-depth look, sort of behind the scenes of the Ballast theme immensely entertaining as well. And I think I've been blabbering for long enough. Those are kind of like the things that I wanted to talk about, but there is one more thing. We got sort of a follow-up teaser as to what happens after the sacrifice. And I'm gonna play the whole thing now, so if you haven't played the sacrifice yet, or you don't want to get it spoiled, you should leave now. So I thank you very much for watching. As always guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Mother, what must I do?